Good morning, everybody. This is Patrick MontesDeOca with the Equity Management Academy Live Trading Room. On this segment, what I would like to do is to go right into a report that we published on February the 10th, in which we took a look basically at the magnitude of the rally that we've seen recently in the silver market. And let's see basically what has transpired since this report was published on the 10th of February. And in this report, I was quoted, "The magnitude of the rally," MontesDeOca said, "pretty much fulfilled the profit objective for this leg, which started in December. We could be going into a second wave correction, and that could lead down to 1712 to 1676 an ounce again. The market could move down to 1576, which would be a 50% Fibonacci retracement. Below that, he said, we're looking at 61% retracement to $16.50. The price momentum indicator suggests that prices have activated the weekly low levels of 1712 to 1675, with a high probability of 1675 being reached over the next several weeks. Let's take a look and see what the December futures contract is doing. The last is 1693.50, and so far the low has been 1685.50. So we pretty much are coming down into the low end of this target zone of 1675. And let's take a look and see what Fibonacci trend lines are telling us. On this chart, what we're looking at is basically the resistance and support Fibonacci trend lines. When you see these lines here below, they represent basically the level of support or expectations of a price target from the high that we established recently of 1850 or so approximately. And on the upper end of the chart, you see these lines above represent the resistance levels that essentially were measured from the highs that we saw of August of last year. And as you can see here, the market broke through this trend line, Fibonacci trend line resistance, activating the second level, but failing to close above it. It came down precipitously on March the 2nd and closed below it, below the first level of support, and activated basically this short-term correction here that ensued, that basically brought the price down to a low that we saw today of 1685.50. So let's take a look and add the Fibonacci retracements on this leg and see what they tell us. If we take a look at the market and we measure from the low that we saw here recently of 1568 approximately to the recent high of 1854.55, we can see here basically a correction that leads us right into almost a 61% Fibonacci correction retracement, which is the golden ratio number of 1674. On the bigger picture, the level of 1696 is basically the first target from the high that we saw back in August of last year to the recent lows that we saw here in December. So the market has come back down to the 23% Fibonacci retracement long term, but short term it has accomplished a close to a 61.8% retracement. So we're trading right within major target zones of support. If we add the VC price momentum indicator, which is the codes that we use to identify where we are in relation to all these other metrics that we use, we're finding that we are in a major harmonic level where we are joining the daily signals, which are telling us to buy at these levels, with the weekly signals. And whenever the price comes down into these levels of blue, it identifies for us the highest probability for us to go long. Where are we going from here? It appears that the market has activated a daily buy signal of 1689. A buy 2 level is pending at 1675. The weekly is recommending that if we close above 1710, it would activate a weekly buy signal, and a breakout would occur on a close above 1742. So these levels, particularly closing above 1742, would activate the upper end of this target zones that point to us to $19 for the silver market before this movement is completed. For further information on how we use the Fibonacci ratios, please feel free to give me a call. I'd be more than glad to have you come in and take a look in my trading room live, how I apply this information, in addition to our proprietary algorithms, the VC price momentum indicator. This is Patrick MontesDeOca. Until next time, my friends, be well. Good trading. We'll talk to you soon.